Hey, Seth Osborne. Welcome to the Chubbies.
Thank you.
Hey, I was pretty excited about this. I don't know how this came up. It was the post, right?
Yeah.
So did you reply or did
I did actually.
Yes. And then so I thought, yes, that would be a good one. I've thought before, actually, because you came back. You've been back in town now, what?
Since May.
Almost a year.
Getting there, yeah.
So for all the listeners, Seth Osborne, class of what out of local high school?
2007.
2007. Then you left
2012.
in 2012.
Right.
And went to
the Marine Corps.
The Marine Corps, okay.
Yes.
So you were there up until last year, so you did 12 years.
No.
Okay.
It was a whole
Give me the
twist and
story.
turn. All right. So I left May 2012 for the Marine Corps. Did my enlistment, got out 2016. I actually took a job at the port in South Carolina in Charleston.
Okay.
So worked there for about 2 years. Kind of was not really liking where I was at, and me and my wife decided to just pack up and join the military again, and we just left and joined the Army this time. And then I got out in May 2024 was my last time.
So you did 2012.
Yep.
Till when was Marine?
2016.
2016 was Marine.
Yep.
You get out. You go to work.
Yeah.
Didn't like your job. Didn't like your setup. Re-enlisted with the Army from what years?
2019 to 2024 May.
5 years.
So about 10. I had about 10 years in. Yeah, just short of it.
Yeah. Which ones you like better?
They both had their benefits, I would say. But as like just did my day-to-day stuff, I enjoyed what I did in the Army way more.
Okay.
But I also liked certain aspects of the Marine Corps. Like everybody knew that there were standards, and like that was just it. It didn't really vary a whole lot from person to person. In the Army, there was a little more leniency for some and less for others. So you just never really know. But I enjoyed what I did.
Give me an
in the Army
example.
way
Give me
more.
an example.
So it's you're lower enlisted in the Marine Corps. They're required to have, like, they get a leadership role faster, and they prepare you better, I believe, to like take the orders and do what's right when like really nobody's looking. So I just liked it a little bit better in that aspect, but I liked my job in the Army way better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about just the overall, I don't want to say training, I know it's a pretty broad word, but like what would you say, what are the differences in the men in the Marines, or when I say men, people, what are the differences of the two? Like if you had to just say, okay, here's the Marines, here's what they're great at, and here's the Army, here's what they're great at. Give me your thoughts on that.
I think that the Marine Corps, it's mainly like their tenacity. They just won't stop. That's just how it is. Like when it comes to fighting, it's just you fight until you're dead or they're dead. There's no in between.
They train that.
That's literally what they beat into. Everything is kill this and blood makes the grass grow and this, that, and the other. Like it's just chance that you will hear all day long, even at work, just like after basic training or if you're just later on in your career. It's just something that's always said. So you get used to it. Desensitizes you from those type of acts. So,
does it teach you how to like remain calm, or do you think it teaches you like to fly off?
No. So they kind of do this thing where they try to keep your stress level so high for a certain amount of time that's like your peak stress level. They try to keep you as close to that as possible.
Okay.
And then they'll bring you down, and then it like resets your snapping or breaking point or whatever. It just gets you used to being in a high stress environment. So you're like, when you do get into like a crazy hard environment, you're less prone to like snap off and pop off and just lose your cool.
Because you know that doesn't help.
It doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they test you for all that in the Marine Corps. You're saying like, is this like the what they call them, the sand dollars, or the, where they take you out and you got to do the swimming and then they roll you around, just torture you. Is that how they're training you, or is that how they're breaking you, or is it? I mean, they're probably doing it academically even.
It's all things. It's because everybody's different. It can be verbal, it can be physical, it could be like an intelligence task.
Yeah,
just something repetitive, taking people to sleep.
No matter what you're doing in the Marine Corps, it is at a high level.
For like the basic training and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously like after basic, it's all different. Then there's only 2 different places that do it. But afterwards, it kind of will fall more under like your actual job type situation. Like their PT they try to make that harder. Mm-hmm. But like your day-to-day stuff is not typically
What was your PT in the Marine Corps?
They had two different ones. They had the PFT, then the ACFT, or the PFT and the CFT. They had a combat fitness test and then your physical fitness test. It was a 3-mile run, crunches and pull-ups for the PFT, then an 880-meter sprint, and then a maneuver under fire drill type of deal with ammo can lifts for the CFT.
Huh. So tell me about the Army.
Army was, I felt I had way better opportunities for schooling and like career progression because there's so much more that the Army like has under their umbrella because the Marine Corps falls under the Navy, so they just kind of like get whatever is left, and training and stuff like that is kind of cut down a little bit compared to the Army. Like the Army just trains constantly. We're always going to a different state to train, or we'll be out in the field for several weeks at a time, and it just seems like they had more money to do way more training, plus it helped that I was in the 82nd Airborne Division. So we had a bigger budget for stuff we wanted to do like that, like different trainings and just other stuff.
So give me an example, can you? Are you allowed to tell me?
Yeah. So we actually did a lot of testing for like equipment that they were trying to come up with or wanted to field later on down the path or whatever.
This is the 82nd Airborne?
Yeah.
So what's significant about the 82nd Airborne?
They could parachute entry and like seize airfields and stuff. So like you jump in behind enemy lines. Basically after like SF or Ranger Bat would go in and like secure an airfield. Okay. We would go in and hold that area for more
as the ground troops.
Yeah, we would be like we'd hold like the airfield itself so we can get stuff in and out.
Okay, and that was through the Army.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Army seems like, you know, just from like the movies you watch, it seems like the Army has not only like front line type jobs, but there are a lot of the assembly of the I don't
the whole battlefield basically. They build the base camps up and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like they're in charge of logistics. They're in charge of, you know,
they're supposed to be there to like keep that area and just to take it over, build it up, so we can conduct military operations out of it. Basically, what it is.
And I mean, think of how many jobs that entails.
Oh, it's ridiculous. We can have a Burger King anywhere in the United States or anywhere in the world in like 48 hours.
Really?
Yeah, we have like a Burger King in a box. And we get like whenever I was in, we got activated like a deployment basically. We could literally set up a Burger King anywhere in the world.
Just build a Burger King.
It's already in a box. I think I just plug it in basically.
Real like a full store.
It's in a container, yeah, basically.
So they just go together basically, and it's done.
Pop. That's it. I just open the doors up. There's a Burger King.
Wow.
What was your? Put it on the back of a truck.
So you were a paratrooper then?
Oh yeah, I was infantry.
You were okay. So you've jumped out of planes many times.
Yep, and helicopters.
And helicopter. How many jumps do you have?
About 20 something around there. Like I'm like just shy of 20, like 19, 20. I was there during like COVID. That screwed a bunch of things up. Then we got an IRF deployment in 2020. That's where we got sent over for the MC in Iraq. They got overrun. We got stuck in Kuwait, and then COVID hit. It was just a whole cluster.
So during COVID, you're in Kuwait.
Yeah. For like 5 months, we got stuck there. We were supposed to be there for like 30 days.
And you were stuck there for 5 months.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just sitting in the desert doing our training cycle.
So how many people were with you?
The entire 1st Brigade, so probably 8,000 people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, like, not just, like, the infantry guys, like, all the support battalions and everybody else.
8,000 people. That's a whole town.
Yeah.
Of trained soldiers.
Yeah. And that was just from my military station that I was at. That wasn't like...
So there was plenty of American presidents.
Oh, yes. Because the Marine Corps, they were there. We did some training with them. The Navy was off the coast. Obviously, the Marines were there. And then there was 101st guys from Fort Campbell that were there. So there was a bunch of people.
Tell me about Kuwait.
It's hot and it's dry.
Give me an example of terrain. Just desert?
So it's really weird. So where we were at was kind of the northern part up around Iraq. And it was just desert, sand dunes, as far as you could see. We're just out there.
Looks like Moab.
It's just a training area. Like you'll see like little huts off in the distance or whatever. There's just trash laying around everywhere. It just looks disgusting. It just looks like a third world country. But then if you go like, we drove by Kuwaiti City, like when we were finally leaving, and it's just massive, like
San Francisco.
Skyscrapers. Apparently, somebody I met that like went there, they said the outside is air conditioning because it's so hot. They like pump air conditioning outside.
I've heard that the money over there is just absolutely insane.
Like
that's where the money is.
Yeah,
You know, the big money.
Mm-hmm. Well, they get like basically paid by their government for their oil subsidies, basically.
Yeah.
Like it gets shared around.
Yeah. What was the worst? No, I don't want to say worst. I'm sure you have some stuff that's like really bad places, but like, what is what give me your whole thoughts on like third world countries right now? Like, where are they on the scale of civilization?
They think that they're where they should be. So it's an ideology that you're never going to change. And that's what we see whenever you're over there. Like, yeah, that's cool. Like, we could take care of some high-ranking guy, whatever. But if they all believe that what he said was right, it's an ideology. You're not going to change that. It's not just a thought. It's like that's their beliefs.
Yeah.
It's hard to change somebody's beliefs that they were brought up on.
Yeah, go. I mean, you couldn't bust up the Amish if you wanted to.
Absolutely not.
You know?
No, but you can see him get pulled over into the front page of the newspaper. I was in the Marine Corps boot camp, and that one showed up in the mail. The newspaper from back here, whenever that dude got arrested for DUI and his horse.
Oh, yeah.
I got mailed that newspaper.
Yeah, we've had some guys that's been overseas on the pod before, and I'm always interested in their take on, like, you know, because, I mean, I've met lots of people at this stage of life from different areas.
Right.
You know, I find it very odd that we would have to hate somebody based on geographical region.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, I mean, I guess, but I'm sure you can attest to this. You know, the world is not as free as what we're used to here in the United States.
No.
Like, there's places I can't go, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Like, there are cities and towns that, like, an American is just not allowed.
Basically, yeah, and they're like in our borders.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
there's places close to here that I'm not allowed to go. Like, there's probably places in Mexico I'm not allowed to go.
I don't think I'd go there right now if I were you.
Yeah, I don't think I would either.
Yeah. I try to avoid that place right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
It's just weird. Like, I mean, I've been places. When I was in South Carolina, I was just driving around one day, just hanging out. I didn't know where I was at. I was just poking around outside of work.
Yeah.
It's a nice day. It was a Saturday. I was just out driving around.
Uh-huh.
And a police officer pulls up to me. He's like, "What are you doing?" I don't know. I'm just driving.
Yeah.
He's like, "All right." He's like, "Get out of here." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, man. Just get in the car and leave." I was like, all right. So I guess like
bad neighborhood.
That happened to me and my dad in Cincinnati one time.
Really?
Yeah, we were just driving around, stopping at red lights or stop signs, and the cops like, "Nope."
Huh. I can't.
Right,
you know that I know of. I just don't think that's ever happened to me.
It was really, really off and weird feelings.
Yeah.
Both times. Yeah. Once I was really little. I was probably like 12 or 11 years old. I don't know.
Yeah.
I went to like a Reds game or something.
Yeah.
Got turned around in a bad area. I don't know. And then the other one's just me just driving around being an idiot, just getting out.
Huh. Yeah, I'm sure that there's people though. I mean, you know, there's enough of it on YouTube and social media that you see that. I mean, I'm sure that these places are just crazy. I've been just enthralled in this John McPhee.
Oh, McAfee.
McAfee, yeah.
Or McAfee.
Yeah,
McAfee, I think.
The mayor of Baghdad or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I've been
The
watching
sheriff of Baghdad.
The sheriff of Baghdad. Yeah, I've been
that
watching.
Dude is a psychopath.
Yeah. I mean, I'm watching him, and just trying to see, like, you're watching it, like there's a guy right there that I mean this, and I'm not saying I'm glad he's on our side. All I'm saying, that dude.
Yeah, no kidding. Like,
you think all that stuff's legit? I mean, like, it looks to be.
So he was part of CAG, Delta Force, CAG, Delta Force, what do you want to call them? They're right down the street from where I was stationed. Like, same base, just like right down the road, literally.
Okay.
And like I've drove around like base going to different ranges and stuff for our qualifications. And they have stuff that's just like covered in black tarps and like all over the top. And I've seen them come in, like looking at them through night vision when they come in on their little helicopters and stuff. There's just like a team of 4 dudes hanging off the side. You don't hear the helicopter. You see it. It lands. You hear explosions and gunshots, and they get back in and they leave. Just like that. It's like over in 3 minutes. By the time you hear the bird, and then they hear the bird and they leave again. It'll come in like they call them little birds, 2 little birds.
Yeah. You hear him talk about little birds a lot.
And then like a Black Hawk that's got like miniguns hanging off the side of it, and they're just nuts.
Yeah.
And they all fly with SOAR, which is like the Special Operations Air Attachment, basically, SOAR 160th. They're the best of the best pilots, and they have the best equipment, and they're scary.
So, like, what was he, whenever he's talking about these, like, a simpleton, what's that?
I'd have to, like, hear the whole conversation.
Basically, it's just where they'd send him in alone to go off a guy and kill everybody in the path.
I don't really see that being like a one-on-one type of deal. You would never really.
You'd have to listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to put words in the guy's mouth.
Right.
So you have to listen to it.
Some of those guys, like the training and stuff that they do, and like just their backgrounds and who they are, like they're all like his size.
Yeah, 6'4", 230.
Yeah, and they're just freaking monsters.
Men.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like the average age of those guys are like high 20s, early 30s. Like they're not young dudes. They're grown men.
Yeah.
That have just
either
been in BAT or special forces, and they're like, I want more.
Yeah.
And like they're just
special.
Yes.
Special people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Chubbies. Let's talk about a sponsor that came to us about a year ago, and it's been nothing but smooth sailing ever since, just like it is in their business. And that sponsor is the Kelly Wiley Group of the Keller Williams Capital Partners. You know, the market has now shifted for sellers, and now more than ever, experienced professionalism actually matter. Gone are the days when the agents can just snap some pics with their phone and pop a sign in the yard. Sellers actually deserve more than that. Whether you're selling a $100,000 home or $1 million home, you'll get Kelly Wiley. You'll get Kelly Wiley, an agent that you can trust with more than 16 years of experience and more than 1,500 transactions. Kelly will answer your questions, she'll reduce your stress levels, and she'll help guide you through what we all know is a lengthy process. You get professional photography, you get FAA licensed drone pilots, and you get an in-house marketing team to make your home look amazing to the future buyers. You get a full staff of transaction professionals to make sure that your transaction goes smooth from the beginning to the end. You get reach. They have 3 MLSs to reach out more and more agents, and they can find your house quicker and easier now than ever through those MLSs. And you get a referral network of more than 160,000 Keller Williams agents across the United States to send buyers to see your home. You just can't beat it, guys. These are the reasons why the Kelly Wiley Group is the #1 team in the area. If you want your home sold for the right price and for the highest price possible in the shortest amount of time, guys, call Kelly Wiley today at 740-577-3795. I'm going to say it to you again. If you want your home sold for the highest priced in the shortest amount of time, it's a great deal for everybody. Give Kelly Wiley a call at 740-577-3795, and let's get that listing. That guy just seems like, in a good way, just a monster. But great guy to drink a beer with.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would love to sit down and hear some stories as long as, I knew that I was going to walk out.
Yeah, there's a guy that, if he reaches over and hits you, what are you going to do?
Nothing.
You just take it.
You wake up.
Yeah, you hope he doesn't want to kill you that day.
Right. Right, yeah. You got to be careful with some people like that, yeah.
Yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You see him, you can always tell the difference.
Yeah. And that guy is just, he's a great podcaster.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then the guy that I think you guys know what show you're talking about. I can't remember the host's name, but
Sean Ryan.
Sean Ryan, yeah. He's always got a bunch of good stuff on there.
He must have some military ties.
No, he's CIA or FBI or something like that. Some sort of alphabet company guy, yeah.
Do you know much about the FBI stuff? Have you been following any of that?
No, I don't.
About that Cash Patel?
Mm-mm. No, I don't really pay
Where he's going to take over the FBI.
Oh.
He's going to be the director.
Oh.
Yeah, he's go check him out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoy watching the clips. He fires right back at them. They've everybody's so mad right now on the internet. I'm about to shut it off.
That's I've been trying to kind of avoid it. It's like every single day it's like something new and breaking.
Well, they're both sides are just going at it, and I'm like, guys, man, this is ridiculous. Yeah, just go to work.
Yeah,
just do your thing. You ain't got to tell nobody. You didn't do this 30 years ago. You didn't post it.
You ain't got to fight over every single thing.
I've seen people ruin 50-year friendships.
Oh, absolutely.
Over that stuff, and
they're both sides of the line of the pockets. So it doesn't matter. Like
we're so far removed from all this.
Like it doesn't even matter anymore. Like
I almost look at Jackson like a third world country at times. Like
I could see it.
Like we're really not on the map.
No,
so to speak.
No,
which
is really weird considering there's two major interstates that intersect like right over there.
Yeah, it is. But you know what I mean. Like we're not. I don't mean this in a bad way. It's just like you look at your metropolis areas like that. That is where everything is.
Right.
You know.
Right. And I think
we're just a place of houses.
Right. Yeah. And like, which I do like what I'm seeing that has started here recently. You know,
Oh yeah, you want to talk about Jackson?
Yeah,
how it's changed.
Like, I really do want to like. I think that they're making the step in the right direction. You know, building the spec building out there, and then the Hearst plant. You know, like the cooperage that wasn't here when I left. Like, there's just like, there's things that are starting to pop up, and you hear like words and like people talking about possibilities of coming in here. Like they just got the Starbucks and this, that, and the other. Like it's making steps in the right direction. And I've heard of like people around our age, a little bit younger, they're like, I want to do this. I want to set up this. I want to build this. And like, they want to do it here. Like I heard a rumor about a guy wanting to do something with the YMCA with something like they got down in Gallipolis, like the Roost. The Root, yeah, the Root. Like I've never been there. I've just seen it on Facebook. Like our boy played in Waverly. I didn't get to go there, but I heard there's somebody wants to build something like that here. Like we got baseball's taking off. Like the travel sports for the kids is insane. That wasn't a thing when I was growing up.
Oh yeah,
it's
we've talked about it a lot on pod. It's like you said your class of 2007. You weren't that far behind me. You was only 8 years behind me. So, what are you, 36? Yep. So, back whenever we were, you were probably, you might have been right at the beginning stages of the travel ball stuff.
Maybe. I didn't know anything about it.
I didn't know anything about it. It wasn't around back whenever we had All-Stars. I don't know that, I will say that I think most of these kids are getting to play some good baseball.
Yes.
Okay. I also think that it takes away from playing good baseball here at the house.
Right.
I think you could, early on now, there's an age you get to about I would say after 10 to where that you might want to go start looking at some higher competition, right?
Right.
But like before age 10, I think a good rec league could just do them about the same.
No, I agree.
And
I liked with the basketball, they were still Jackson affiliated, and they were like, even like the basketball thing we went to, like we would, if you want to do travel ball, that's fine. Like, but we would also like you to do the rec league as well.
Yeah.
So you get to play with everybody around here. It keeps everybody interested. Which I like that.
There should be a place that has basketball games every night.
Right. And that's one thing me and a couple of the other parents were talking about this weekend when we were up in Adena in Frankfurt. We're like, Jackson doesn't host a youth basketball tournament.
Where are you going to host it?
I don't know.
Yeah, you ain't got the seating, you ain't got the concessions, you ain't got nothing.
I know.
The YMCA used to have it, and I never could understand why they shifted away from basketball. Basketball is a solid foundational sport, that's one of the big three.
Yeah.
And if you can host those type of events, I always just thought it was a no-brainer.
Right.
It's like that brings in the people.
Yeah,
and that travel baseball stuff, my goodness, that'll sell out everything.
Yeah, but they're doing like the travel baseball stuff. Like they do a little bit of it here, nothing super big.
They have one tournament here.
Yeah, they do. They don't do the basketball. I get the seating issues or whatever, but Gallipolis holds an outdoor basketball tournament.
Yeah, we used to.
Yeah, like they do stuff even if like it's outside.
Yeah,
like I understand like constraints, but we have the field house. That's 3 basketball hoops.
Man, you got you got some nice courts nowadays, man. You got that one down on Mount Street now. You got the Hillcrest. They just redid those. You got Franklin School. I mean, there's plenty of places you could go out and have a weekend basketball tournament.
Right, exactly. It doesn't have to be like state of the art facilities.
Nope.
Just get some kids together, go play some basketball.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how many of them. That's another thing. It's like how many of them are playing backyard ball. I mean, why would they? They're playing 100 games a year.
Right.
I mean, it's got its goods and bads. I mean, there's people that are for it, people that are not for it. I'm glad I don't have to do it. We wrestle and football. So, wrestling and football are kind of like a hybrid, because you have to travel to all the games. It's not like they're a travel ball, but I mean, you're kind of doing the same thing. Wrestling, we had to go up and get a hotel and do that this year for wrestling up at Marion.
Right.
Didn't have to, could have drove it, but
why do that?
Yeah. We just make a weekend
hours
out
in
of
the
it.
car anyway,
Yeah, we just make a weekend out of it. Yeah, I think you're right. Jackson's trying to, there's some developments happening out here. Yeah, what do you think? What you're out there in that space? You've got a business. You're in the family biz now, right?
Mm-hmm.
How old is Osborne Equipment?
See, they started in 1979.
1979.
Yep.
So you are 46 years old.
Mm-hmm. So we're about to have our 50th in the next couple of years. We didn't do anything for the 45th. Just time didn't allow that this year. We thought about it, just couldn't get anything hashed out. But yeah, been back out there. I only took a week off from the military. So I got out May 31st. We literally took 5 days off of work.
Moved.
We moved all in one day. Last day was May 31st. We were in Jackson May 31st.
Yeah.
And then we just took that week off to get the kids registered and doctors and everything like that we had to do and start getting settled in.
Start living.
Yeah,
and you went to work at the shop.
Yeah. Yeah. I took literally 1 week and I was right back.
Are you diesel mechanicing now?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
I'm out there trying to get caught back up. It was a big learning curve from where it was whenever I left to now, but
yeah,
I got it.
Trucks have changed.
Some good guys, yeah. We got a bunch of good guys, and they help me out as much as they can.
Man, I was telling somebody she was coming on, and we was talking about Osborne Equipment, and I mean, I was dealing with you guys 20 years ago through Sandhill Coal,
right?
And that's how I truly got to meet the Osbornes, in my opinion. That's I knew of them, but that's where I got to meet Dean, Pat, and Sean, and your grandpa, and I mean John Henry, and all those guys. I mean, and it's like, man, that business has really done well. But I bet you the coal mines leaving just hurts.
You just had to kind of change focus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Trucks are going to truck.
We kind of, well, I'm not going to say we. I've only been there for 8 months.
Sure.
But they decided that, with service calls not being down to Sandhill Coal or the coal mines or
Waterloo,
whatever coal company around here was calling us because we knew that we were going to get paid when we took the service truck to them and came back.
Yep.
We always had great working relationships with all those guys around here. The logging.
I was there every day.
I
was picking up parts every day from you guys.
That place was crazy.
Crazy.
In the late 90s, early 2000s. That place was insane.
Yeah.
And it kind of got slow there for a while, especially around 08, stuff like that.
Yep.
Then the EPA regulations, everything started changing. They started messing with all the regeneration stuff, the depth fluids and all that. And it kind of forced a lot of the older truckers out. You don't see a whole lot of older guys that, I mean, a lot of them passed away, it's been a while, but you just don't see as many of the old school trucker vibes as you used to get. You don't really see that anymore.
It's more commercialized now.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely leaning that way. You have to be able to afford the maintenance on these things and it's hard. Yeah,
and what you're meaning by that is you're not that old trucker. You're meaning that old triaxle dump truck driver that's hauling stone every day out of a local pit.
Yeah,
and just trucking it to jobs all day long or your driveway or everything else. And now there's about a 1/10 of that there was 20 years ago.
Right.
And but the commercial, the JB Hunts and all, that type of setup, those guys, commodities and freight is still trucking.
Right. But it's hard to explain how everything is so crazy. And I seen a lot of it down at the port. I worked there.
Yeah.
And they can just stop it. They can just stop trucking. All it takes is for them, and I witnessed it. They did a soft strike because in their contract they weren't allowed to, but some other state was doing it or whatever. And they were just turning trailers away for a bad tail light. And they turned that port into a parking lot in about 30 minutes.
Really?
Yes. And that's how they can slow it down.
That's
stop it.
Yeah. Modern day mafia stuff.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, back to the point, the logging industry is not really around here anymore. They've all
which blows my mind because we've still got the trees.
Yeah. But they have to be like a certain diameter or year or whatever it is.
They're there.
But they're just moving. They're gone. And then the coal mines and
stone.
Like they're bringing stone in from everywhere else now.
Yeah. So they're trucking stone into Jackson County. That's amazing to me.
Right.
Yeah, that we, and I mean, good for them. I'm not saying anything bad, but like we used to have so much limestone here, it wasn't even funny.
No.
Now we're trucking it in, like, and that happens so fast.
Right.
Like, you would have never asked me 20 years ago if I thought the mines would be gone and all that, but they're gone.
Yeah.
They're not there. Marilat gone. Meridian gone.
Like it's just ghost town.
AP Green gone.
Yeah.
Mills Pride gone.
Just like that.
It's crazy. Just crazy big business that just was gone.
And it's not just like they were just local things.
Oh no, but look how much those things fed this local economy.
Right.
Those type of things.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would really like to see that bottom down there off like McCarty. Get utilized and bring something in. Like, there's actually good jobs for the area. Everybody's like, oh, there's no good jobs. And they're like, oh, well, Starbucks wants to come in. No, I don't want a Starbucks. I'm like, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. I don't care what comes in. I think
bring me something new.
Anything's good. The thing we got to watch is, at some point we're going to run out of room. Mm-hmm. So what play is there? Developed real estate later,
right?
That you can extend Jackson, because we're already basically at capacity of the city limits. That's why, like, there's truly no like good ground, in my opinion, to have those facilities that you talked about. No. If they're going to be public, because all the high ground has got houses on it. Mm-hmm. The only grounds you can really nab up for affordable price to make it worth it is low lying ground. Well, nobody wants to.
You'd have to build it up.
Yeah,
and then you're going to change everything around it.
Yeah, now you're into some money, and where a lot of those people are just able to go get a lot,
right,
somewhere,
or a building's already built, like a spec building,
or something like that. Yeah, it's interesting to see how it all works. It's I'm in a different position now. I've talked about it on the pod a bunch, but I'm kind of selling a global type of thing that's trucked all over the world, right? Mm-hmm. And it's really opened my eyes up to how things are, distribution and just the traffic and the trucking and the everything that causes. And I mean, it's crazy, man. It's just,
and you're just a part of it.
I'm just a piece.
Then I'm just a piece.
Yeah.
Like it's just,
man,
it's so many pieces of the puzzle that like one thing that can go wrong can just derail the entire thing.
How many trucks go down 35 every day?
I have no idea, but it's ridiculous.
You guys should know that.
We should. You're right. We should also have a sign on the highway.
You should have a sign on the highway too. Yeah.
We know.
That could be a 24-hour service garage if you wanted it to be.
Finding help.
Finding
skilled help, though.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
That's the problem. That's what everybody's problem is, yeah.
And it's hard. It is hard for like a small business to compete in what we do specifically whenever Kenworth's 30 minutes up the road.
Yeah. It's it's interesting you said that. I had a guy, he's going to be on the pod, I think March 31st. Mm-hmm. He just put the golf barn over in Chillicothe.
Oh, okay.
He's a buddy of mine. He's been on the pod before, Dr. Seaver. And he did, I said, I told him, I was like, hey, I don't know that we need to necessarily talk about golf, for an hour, but I can talk to you, about an indoor range. I don't know what we'd talk about for an hour. But he's like, no. I thought it was great. He's like, I want to talk about just how to set up a business. He was like, we went through so many hoops and so many permits and different things to run a small business here in Southern Ohio. He's like, I don't know how anybody does it. I mean, this is a doctor.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's like, I kind of want to talk about some of that. And I was like, that sounds great.
Yeah. Thankfully, I don't have to do any of that stuff. That is not my job there.
Yeah.
I will go outside and I will work on trucks to the best of my ability and do exactly what they tell me to do.
Yep.
And I'll do that.
And that's what your dad always did too, wasn't it? Your dad, he stayed in the back.
Yep. I'll be back here if you need me. Hopefully you can't find me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, I'll leave that up to like all the bosses out there. They can handle all that stuff. Let them worry about it. Me and the guys out back will just be
doing your thing.
Yeah, we'll just be out there listening. Divorce Dad Rock. And just hanging out.
Divorce Dad Rock. I like that. Have you got bit by the fishing bug with old Dad yet?
Not yet. We're in the middle of building a house, and everything right now. So
him, Donovan, about 8 up.
Oh my goodness,
8 plumb up.
He was trying to go up there the other day, but it's snowing. I was like, no, Dean.
He wanted to go up there in the snow?
Yeah, he wanted to go. Well, it was like he wanted to go rake up his leaves that are around his cabin up there, or his camper up there.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, Dean. Like,
what are these guys doing?
It's like, you just got out the hospital with pneumonia. Sit down.
Sit
down.
They love it up there.
Oh, they love it.
Yeah, Dom, I know him and Dom has become great friends. Dom's been a great friend of mine for 35 years, 30 years. Yeah. But Donovan he got bit by that Lake Erie bug, and boy, and then Dean, and then is Coach Layton up there too?
Yep.
Yep.
Randy's up there too.
Well, I don't blame him. You got to go where you can catch fish.
Oh, absolutely.
I've always felt bad for fishermen in Ohio because this is like the worst place.
Yeah, it's
on the planet to fish.
Like, I remember we used to have to go to Pabst Pay Lake and just like that's all you had.
Yeah,
or like jump somebody's fence, was like fishing back in the woods somewhere.
Yeah. I enjoy a good farm pond about as good as any of them anymore.
Yeah, that's where the fence reference comes in.
Yeah, that's what I like. Those guys, though, I know Donovan and all of them, they got bit hard.
It looks like Bass Pro Shop threw up in my dad's house.
Oh, I'm sure. Your dad's, he's like
place,
that anyway.
Oh, yeah, it's super OCD and organized, so it's just everything perfect.
Yep. Yeah, they have a good time. They have a good time. So what's your hobby? Right now, just coaching?
I'm not even coaching. Just I did sign up to be like assist for baseball.
Uh-huh.
I did sign up for that. No, my wife is actually the one that does like most of the coaching, like for our son, like basketball. That's what her family's all about.
Okay.
So that's really it. This was his first year of football.
Okay.
And that was his first sport that he played when he came back here. He's like, I want to play football.
How old is he?
He's 10. He's in 4th grade.
What team was you on?
White, Jackson White.
We was on the red.
Yeah,
we was on the red. Yeah. You had Carl.
Right.
Yeah,
you had the Carl twins or Carl boys. Yeah.
Yeah, you had them. Yeah, and like, believe it or not, you just don't even know what goes on. Like, I didn't see you all year.
No, and we're at
the same park every night.
We're on the other side of the parking lot, though. Yeah.
It's weird. This was our first year that Gibbs played, and I coached down there and played down there. No, I knew how it was, but this was my first year as a parent.
Right.
And it was weird because, you really don't see anybody other than the car beside you.
No.
Yeah.
It felt different though. Like, this is the first time I haven't been over there since I don't even know when.
Yeah.
And whenever I was there, same for you. You had old man Humphreys.
Oh yeah.
It
wasn't too many lawn chairs out there.
No, there was not. No.
Yeah, and it's not bad. I mean,
no.
A lot of us, it's just like me. I live almost Oak Hill.
Mm-hmm.
So I do live in Oak Hill, really, and so I mean, not that I can't go home, but it's like, well, I can stay in here, I can work, I can do something. So we typically, Mindy would stay, but if I'd drop him off and then go back. But yeah, it was neat though, not to see just like you pulling in the same park every night for 3 months,
and it's like it's the same people that are always there.
Yep, yeah.
It's like you'll see familiar faces, like that guy was there whenever I played here.
Yeah, he's probably got a grandkid.
And it was Nate Miller.
Hey guys, while we're paying the bills, let's talk about one of our oldest sponsors that's been with us since the beginning. Geiger Brothers. Geiger Brothers is headquartered in Jackson, Ohio, with offices in Columbus, Ohio, and Knoxville, Tennessee. We provide construction services in Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Tennessee. A veteran and dynamic staff of talented people, symbolic of our 100-year history of success, gives Geiger Brothers a distinct advantage. Leveraging that experience for our customers allows us the ability to provide consistent and superior performance for their construction, engineering, and fabrication needs. And hey, we've had several of these guys on our shows. Scott Massey, Kyle Hickey, Shay Meredith, just to name a few. Go back, look through some of the old episodes and get to know them. It's a great group of people that have been with us for a long time, and we certainly appreciate it. So enjoy tonight's show, courtesy of Geiger Brothers here in Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Nate's a good dude, man. Nate stays involved.
Yeah, I see Duke Rouse there all the time.
Prancing around.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see Duke's pod where we talked about his heart attack?
Oh, my goodness, yes.
Duke. I got to get Duke healthy. Duke he's been bad shape. He's got the flu right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
He just had a bad.
Duke is not aging well.
Like a rough 12 months for Duke.
This has been rough. We're going to have to get Duke straightened up. I keep telling him, like, Duke, bud, what are we going to do here? We got to get you moving.
He just needs to calm down a little bit, bud. He's a little high strung.
He's all high strung, ain't he?
All the time.
It about gave him a coronary.
I know.
Yeah.
Boy had a heart attack during a softball game, okay?
Yeah. Ain't that awful?
Playing first base.
Pissed. Just mad
Because he got mad.
Probably mad about something.
Probably.
I said, Duke, bud, you got to calm down. But I think he's going to do all right. He's working on it. He's working on it.
I mean, he started losing some weight. He started looking better.
Yeah.
So
I took him. So during football practice one night, I was going to go for a walk. I said, come on, Duke. So let's go to the end of the bike path and back. I said, it's a mile down, mile back.
Yeah.
So we get coming back, and all of a sudden, I didn't hear him no more. I look back, and he's like a turtle on his back there in the mud. He fell. He's walling around there, and he finally got up.
Oh, Lord.
I said, Duke, are you okay, bud? You got to give me a minute, Pudge, he said. And I said, okay. I said, I'll give you a minute. So we finally finally I told him he was bleeding and he was on all them blood thinners because he just had that heart attack, you know. And he said, Pudge, I'm on all his blood thinners. He's bleeding pretty good. And I said, well, here's the deal there, Big Daddy. I said, the farther we are back here, the farther we are away from the truck. So I said, no matter what we do, we got to attempt
something
to get out of here, you know, because I said, I can't do nothing with you back here.
No.
He said, you're right. He said, let's go to the truck. I said, okay. But yeah, he'll be fine. You know, he'll be fine. These guys are around my age, your age. You know, you're not too much younger. You'll see them. You know, there's some of them that you know, health will become an issue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've always been scared to death of that. You know, I just. I hope it doesn't happen. It very well may.
Right.
You know, I just hope, fingers crossed. I'm gonna try to outrun it.
Yeah.
You know,
And you know, I never gave it any thought, like probably till late 20s. I didn't think about it at all.
yeah, nobody
I was
does.
just running, hard charging, just
Smoking cigarettes, drinking
smoking,
beer,
drinking,
just
partying, just
living hard.
and yes,
Living hard.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't have anything else to do around here. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but I actually had a mentor in the Marines that set me down one day, and he's like, so what are you doing? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, what are you doing for yourself? I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. He's like, you're always doing something for somebody else. He's like, what are you doing for yourself? I sitting there holding a bottle of like whiskey or something. I was like, hey, probably not the greatest thing.
Yeah.
He's like, tomorrow. He's like, come with me. And he took me to the gym, and me and him started working out.
Okay.
And you know, it still took a while, but I don't drink anymore. Like, I'll maybe have like a beer if I go to dinner occasionally, like maybe once in a blue moon, but like I just don't do it anymore. I don't drink, don't smoke, I don't party, I don't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
I sit at the house.
You think that's good? I mean, do you think that you might need a little bit of cutting loose? You know, I mean, that's a real question. Like, you know, I think we all want to be good, but I think sometimes a little cutting loose ain't bad.
But it can be.
You're right. It's that stick of dynamite.
And I'm not very good at Russian roulette, so
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I gotta. It's not about me.
Yeah,
and you know, and it. Come to think about it, like, it never really was.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because everything that I've done has had an effect on somebody else or something, this, that, and the other. So like now it's like my wife and kids or my parents. Like, I've been gone for a long time. I got to make up. I'm trying to make up for lost time. Like, I don't want anything that I could do trying to cut loose
to interfere
because like it has in the past.
Or I'm just saying advice. I'm just saying saying like a fishing, or it could be anything. You know, mine's mountain biking and guitars.
So I've been watching your like videos and stuff like that, and I want to go to like, what is it, Ray's MTB? Up there.
Yeah. It's a cool place.
Like somebody went that. I want.
Yeah, George Strickland just went up there with his boy, and they just killed it.
I want to get into stuff. Like, I was into Jeeps.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I built a Jeep.
I got too drunk for me.
Yes.
You know, every time you went on a Jeep ride, there was just somebody drunk hanging out of one or something, you know. And I mean, I thought, man, this is not what I intended. I wanted this to be like an outdoor thing, you know. And I'm not, you know, hey, I'm not that guy, right? I mean, I'll party with the best I'm used to. Mm-hmm. But Yeah, I had to. That's why that's one of the main reasons I got away from it.
And I don't blame you because what you said the last one was what, 21?
Something like that. Yeah, I sold my Jeep 2 years ago. I kept it for another year.
Okay.
So I sold my Jeep in 22.
All right. So,
Maybe 23. I sold my Jeep in 23.
I think I sold mine in 2021. I don't remember.
I can't remember.
I can't
Yeah,
just
I can't remember.
either way.
Yeah, I miss having a Jeep, but I don't miss Jeeping.
My wife missed hers because she had a 4-door Wrangler. I had a 06 Rubicon.
Okay.
But then whenever we got pregnant with our last kid, we're like playing Tetris with like 3 kids in the back and all of our stuff, and I was like, this ain't gonna work, bud.
Yeah.
So we got the minivan life for a little bit.
Oh, nice.
No, we don't have it anymore. We fixed that. We got rid of that. We ended up getting a Jeep Wagoneer.
Oh, you like it?
Yes, love it. It's perfect for like our little, tournaments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Got plenty of room. It's comfortable.
Uh-huh.
It's not a bad vehicle.
No, we're kind of quietly looking at see what we can come up with. I like those new Toyota Sequoias.
Those are sharp.
Yep, I like
Very
those.
sharp. Yes.
And then I tell you, shout out to my buddy Eddie Hughes, but he just lived through a crazy car wreck, and I got to give it to the Chevrolets on the safety. And I mean, if Ryan Lambert hears this, they'll roast me because I've been a Ford guy all my life, but them airbags is what saved my buddy.
Yeah.
And I seen the truck. I went over and seen it wrecked, and well, I tell you what, that Chevrolet was safe.
Really?
Yeah, man, he walked away without a scratch on him pretty much. I mean, the reason he about died was because of his lungs collapsed. But as far as being cut up and everything, I mean, compared to what that truck was,
no kidding,
man.
So I really do like the Chevy or the GMCs too.
I do too. Yeah, it'd be the same thing, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Is your dad still a big Ford guy?
Absolutely.
Is he?
But he's also like just point A to point B kind of guy nowadays.
Yeah.
He drives his little work truck everywhere he goes.
Yeah. Yeah, that Ford diesel of mine's about turned me against Fords.
He's still got that white Ford F-250.
Does he really? At 7.3?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Sitting in the driveway.
How many miles is on that thing?
I think it's just rolled over 300. It's like 290
Oh,
something
he
or
ain't even
300
got
something.
that thing warmed up yet.
Yeah, it's good.
There's 7.3s. He ought to get $1 million out of that.
Well, we're getting ready to put a new starter on it. It got this winter was kind of rough on it. Yeah. So we're gonna put it.
Do you guys do like a lot of pickups out there?
We don't hardly do any pickups. We'll do like simple oil changes or DOT inspections for like Austin powder or something like that. Minor maintenance for pickups. They're just too hard to work on. Like for a lot of those, you have to remove the cabs. Yeah. And we just don't have the lifts.
Yeah. You're not designed to do that.
We are not designed for that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we do. We deal with a lot of like Asplund and Nelson Street trimming, Austin powders, stuff like that. APs,
company trucks.
Yeah.
Which that'd be why not?
Exactly.
There'll be 10 of them there.
Yeah, and then we do a ton of DOT inspections for like just anybody around here mainly. Okay. So we do a lot of those, but then we do a bunch of other like more in depth stuff, rebuilds and everything else too. Still, so.
Yeah, that Ford, like I said, it's about turned me against them.
What's wrong with yours?
Oh man, it's not good. It's the 6.4 curse.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah,
dude, you can stop there.
Yeah, and I've about. I mean, I don't know what else I could continue to do to it other than everything I've just done to it.
Again.
Yeah. Now, I've done this now twice to it. I've built that thing twice probably.
Yeah, you just got a bad one. Just it is what it is.
Yeah. Now I got 250,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I can get to 300, I'll get to 500.
Yeah. Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
But that was probably the worst motor they ever made.
The 6.4 or the 6.0?
The 6.4.
6.0.
The 6.4 was worse because if you studded the 6.0 was good.
Yeah, you could beef up that 6.0 and bulletproof it, and you'd be fine with that 6.4. Whew, man, that thing. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. Now, Dad's got a 7.3. I love it.
Yeah.
I'll never buy another diesel. I'll buy a 3/4 ton gas, but I'll never buy another diesel.
And that's where I was torn. Like before we went and got the Wagoneer, we're like, we're going to get a truck. I wanted a 4-wheel drive vehicle because we're up here in the snow. We've been down South Carolina, North Carolina, 12 years. Ain't seen no snow.
Yep.
So I was like, I want a 4-wheel drive vehicle. If I'm at work, you got to drive the kids somewhere.
Yep.
It's whatever. I don't care what it is.
Yep.
And that's when she settled on the Wagoneer.
Yeah.
Because I was looking at.
You need 4-wheel drive here.
Right.
Especially where you guys do.
Yeah. Yeah, especially on top of the hill where we decided to put our house at.
You don't need a diesel if you're not pulling 20,000 pounds.
No.
I wouldn't recommend it. I mean,
And
they do have more power. I mean, I'll
Right.
give them that. But I mean, a farmer, yeah, But I mean, just your average guy hauling a boat, no.
no, absolutely.
That is way overkill for you,
Yes.
bud. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. And that's like was the thing about my wife's like, you should get a diesel pickup. I was like, whenever I was like, no, we're just gonna get what you want, so I can just go to the garage,
Yeah.
jump in one of the trucks and be like, all right, we're good. Let's go to Lowe's or whatever we need to do. Like,
Yeah.
just didn't seem like the worthwhile thing to do.
No.
Just have a
You
payment
made-
on something.
You made the right move.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else you want to talk about, brother? How far are we? We're
47.
about an hour. Yeah, that's where we like to be. Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't even know. I don't know. I honestly just want this town to like succeed and grow. Like,
Yeah.
that was one of the main things about us coming back was like, we always, like after we left, we realized that we missed it.
Uh-huh.
Even though like, we had like, everybody's going to have to deal with the same stuff. Like it's a small town. Everybody knows everybody's business for
Yeah.
the most part. Like you just ignored it or just don't do anything stupid ever really. And then nobody should really have anything to talk about. But we missed small town feels. And like
Where were you?
Charleston, South Carolina,
You was a big city.
and then Fayetteville, North Carolina. Or Charleston, South Carolina, and Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Two
So,
pretty good sized towns.
Yes. So it was just big. It's HOAs everywhere. That's all it was.
Yeah.
So it was just ridiculously expensive.
Didn't have that rural feel. It had the
No.
trees,
Yeah.
but
But like,
it wasn't rural.
no. And like, if you would go out in the rural area, the houses just got more expensive.
Yeah.
That's all it was. They just got bigger and more expensive when they
Yeah.
had gates to get into anything. So,
Yeah. Well, there's lots of good, I mean, it's, it's catch-22, brother. I mean, you can't hope for a ton of industry to come in and then expect it to not do exactly what Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Oh, no, absolutely. I get that.
I'm not saying don't come in. I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
with change comes change.
No, and like I get that, but that change was big time difference. from
Oh,
what
yeah.
we wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I literally was like 18, 19 miles away from my work, and there's so much traffic on some days that it took me 3 hours to get there.
Oh yeah, Brad Munn, he came to visit me. I was down in Atlanta, and he was like 8 miles from me. It took him 2 hours.
Yeah, can't move.
Yeah,
It's just
crazy,
ridiculous.
crazy.
I don't think that's gonna happen here.
No, not in our lifetime.
No.
It might eventually.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'd say by that time we'll all be just hovering around in something.
Yeah, and then one of the other things, like whenever they're trying to do the parking out here, where they're trying to change like the parking spots.
Oh yeah,
They want everybody to parallel park.
yeah. They shot that down.
Yeah, that was not gonna work. And
Yeah,
I get the theory behind it. Like big cities do it all day long.
Yeah.
but big cities have parking garages,
yeah.
so
And I think a parking garage is somewhat needed up here.
I would agree.
Yeah,
Something like maybe that parking lot they just got over there, just make a small one.
just make a small garage and at least give you 2 or 3 levels right there.
Just
of-
add something.
Just
to it.
yeah, that I think I'm with you. I think it needs a parking garage. Then you're right. You can talk about doing things like that,
Mhm.
but it's coming around down here. I mean, there again. I mean, there's only a whole lot, so much you're going to be able to do. I mean,
Right.
it is what it is.
Mhm. Yep.
Doing well.
Yeah, and that's like me personally, I would like to see like maybe 1 or 2 things come in to
Uh-huh.
help like boost the local economy and get some more jobs going in. That's not just like the food industry,
Yeah.
just something different.
I'd like to know the numbers. If we had, let's say, somebody come in here and needed 500 workers, do we have them? Are they here?
Maybe not, but they could be.
Could be. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we always, and that's the other thing is like we don't have the workers. Well, yeah, but people will move where the jobs are.
They
Like,
say
they do it all the time. Like, oh my bad. They're doing it all day long in Charleston.
They say this Intel plant will change everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they say it'll trickle all the way down here.
Yeah.
But there again, will that happen in our lives? I don't know. It's supposed to, but
I think they're making pretty good progress on that place.
I heard it was at a dead standstill.
Really?
Yeah.
I might be thinking of the other one.
Yeah, there's like 4 or 5
Yeah.
great big monster projects going on in Ohio right now.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous right now, isn't it?
Yeah, now you got that new drone factory coming in, and you got Google, Intel, and there was another one. What's the other one I'm missing? I'm missing one. There's a Google, Intel, that one. Man, there's something else up there.
And then they're building something like over towards Indiana too. doing something there too.
And there's another one up that Northeast Ohio area. I can't think of what it is, but it's supposed to change the game. And like I said, it's supposed to get all the way down here. Who knows? I mean, time will tell.
Yeah, it'll take time, but I do like who's that boy from Jackson? I can't think of his name's dad was a teacher. I think it's history teacher or something. I can't think. Step.
Yeah, Taylor.
Yeah.
Yes, because
he's like crushing it up there. Like trying to draw
eyes
down towards like the southern part of the state, which I really do.
He's Jackson's biggest cheerleader.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Taylor was born for that.
Oh yeah.
That is what Taylor likes to do. He is he will go find it. If there's a will, there's a way with Taylor. Yeah. He's a big thinker. Big thinker Taylor is. So what else, man? Anything else?
No. I can't really think.
You gonna come back on again?
Well,
did you get over your social anxiety?
Oh yeah, that's another thing. That's one thing I did need to talk about. Like, I've never done something like public ever.
Yeah, you're not a big outspeaking.
I know, and like even at like football games, like I'll wave at guys and talk to them or whatever. But I'm kind of like off in my little corner somewhere hidden.
This is easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody thinks this is hard. This podcast is hard. It's like it's easy.
Yeah, you just kind of sitting here
talking.
Yeah. And
people don't do that anymore.
No.
Everything's by text and everything. So that's why me and Chad like to do it. It's the conversational piece of this.
And that's one thing I really like about like my career field. Like I'm out in the garage, I get to talk to like the other mechanics.
Yep.
And, the truck drivers that come in. Like I do get to have like conversations. I couldn't do like the cubicle thing,
the office thing.
I don't think I can do that.
It's tough. Now I love what I'm doing now. It's a mixture of both worlds because I'm in the office, but I'm also at the plant.
Right.
So it's like, hey, I kind of like that.
Right.
It's like that's kind of
you can go hang out, calm down a little bit, and then do your thing. And
if you need something done, it's all right there.
Right.
You can do it all. But yeah, I had this. I was in this room right here by myself for 2 years, and I honestly don't know that was healthy. I was just sitting here by yourself all day. Yeah, you're just here.
Yeah, I'd go crazy doing that. I gotta see the sky every once in a while.
Well, not just open up the windows and the doors. You had enough traffic and stimulation to do that up here, but there's a lot of traffic that's up here during the day.
Oh yeah.
And then believe it or not, Area 51 just kills it.
Really?
I mean, there is a steady flow of traffic in and out of that building all day, every day.
That's crazy.
I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
Because I've never seen anybody go in there because I'm always up here at a different time frame
That's
or just
closed,
blowing by or something. You know?
This side of the street's not got a whole lot, going on. It's got, you got him, and that's basically it. Mm-hmm. The rest of us are all offices.
Right.
So, and then even you got the jewelry store, which, I just never go on that side of the alley, but.
No, then Hummingbird shutting or closed.
They already done. They're done. I don't know what that is now. But there's some little like mini mall thing just went in across the street, something like that.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of little pop-up stores popping up, and they do like the little in-town thing every once in a while.
Yeah, the sidewalk stuff.
Yeah.
I have my issues with that. It's not uncommon to come in and find gum on your doorknobs.
Yeah, I can see that too.
I guess that's what you get. I knew I was up here. But it's like, man, it's just like Apple Festival, man. I mean, man, there was one year somebody put shitty diapers on my window.
What?
Yeah. And like left the diapers and like somebody had smeared it on my window type deal. And like they're real bad, like where this doorway comes in.
Just trash. Yeah,
they just camp out there, all day, all night,
Yeah.
Trash everywhere, which, it is what it is. I knew about it. I'm not, that doesn't mean I got to like it, but
no, you can still voice concern about it.
Yeah, but it's like I knew it was up here whenever I bought the building, But I think 90% of the business owners up here would probably agree that it's a long week.
Yeah, I could see that.
I see now why guys used to leave town because it's easier to do that than it is just to every 5 minutes deal with it. Yeah,
I could see that. Yeah.
So I started doing that. I started leaving town. Actually, now I come back. Usually all washed off. Fire department's got it.
Good.
I'm good. I just open up. I can smell the corn dogs, and then I'm good.
Perfect.
Yeah.
When did you guys get into BMXing, like the mountain biking and stuff?
Oh, mountain biking. Yeah. I've always really kind of biked in a way. Now I always wanted to do what I'm doing right now.
Right.
I didn't really know about it until probably 2000 and. 18, 19.
Like the downhill mountain bike.
Yeah, so I went out west. I went out to Colorado, and I started seeing these like different bikes.
Right.
You know, and they were full suspension mountain bikes, and like I knew that like I was looking up in the mountains, and like they would take these ski resorts, and you know I could see these guys doing mountain biking on them. You know, and I'd seen Red Bull stuff. But this was like my first time seeing it.
Right.
And I was like, holy shit, that looks awesome. You know, so I didn't think anything about it. I had what in my mind at the time, I thought I had a decent mountain bike. You know,
you were wrong.
And I was wrong, yeah. But I had like, you know, I'd spend in 2008 or 9, I'd drop like $1,000 on a mountain bike. So in my mind, I had the cat's meow, right? And I still had, but at this time, this is 10 years later.
Yeah.
So that bike is pretty much obsolete. But so every time I would take it and go really try to ride it, I just really struggled.
Right.
And I was like, well, that riding in the woods is no fun. So as time went on, I really kept at it. And somebody, I don't know what it was. I was wanting to get into it. Yeah, I'd started going over to AP in Chillicothe, and I saw some guys were doing it. So I then started looking for a bike to go do it with them.
Right.
And found one, rode it. The difference in bikes was the difference in, you know, night and day.
Yeah, it made it enjoyable.
Made it enjoyable again,
Right.
and then I just started upgrading bikes to where I am now. And
you said AP. Is there a place up there in Chillicothe to do that?
AP Prep. It's where all the kids go to work out and stuff. I was doing the boxing classes with a buddy of mine.
Yeah,
and I noticed there was a bike shop that actually went in to business right in there with them at the time, Cider Valley Cycle. So it was like, oh, okay, this is a thing. So then I start hearing about Great Seal, and come to find out, we've just got all these places. Like, you know, I'm an old cowboy, right? I mean, there's pictures of me on the horses all over that wall. And, you know, so I knew about all the trails for horses and stuff, but then I started like kind of piecing together all these mountain bike trails. And I mean, there's way more mountain bike trails than there is anything else.
really.
Oh yeah, like, you know, dirt biking and four-wheeling, you really can't go do that anywhere.
Not anymore.
You used to be able to. Yeah, I mean, I lived through those days, but now you can't.
Rich and Furnace days.
Yeah, and that's about the only place there is to ride now, that and Wayne National. So you got two places.
Yeah.
Well, I can be in like 8 or 9 probably mountain bike places within 45 minutes to an hour.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's a place in Athens, Bud's got 88 miles of trails.
I didn't even know that.
It's called Bailey's. Huh. Yeah. It's either like they're on their way to 88. I think they got 70 in.
Yeah, but that's still a lot.
But they're building 88 miles.
You pedal 88 miles. That's
You're not.
Yeah, exactly. That's more than enough for a day.
Mean, me and Jenkins, the most we did in one day, I think, was 29.
Yeah.
And
you were smoked.
Yeah, and I'm on an electric bike. Jenkins did it on a real bike.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, my bike, I have to pedal, right? Mm-hmm. So, but I get a couple extra boosts every time I pedal, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's awesome. I love it. Everybody makes fun of me. And I'm like, you're crazy.
I'm chilling right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not. I mean, my heart rate still gets up 160. My thighs don't burn, but, you know, I still get my heart rate up. So I feel pretty good about it. I just bought my boy one. You should do it. I would highly recommend it.
That's what I'm thinking about because like it helped me stay active.
The problem is, here's the biggest problem. Mm-hmm. In order to go do it and enjoy it, you just about have to spend $2,500 or more on a bike.
It's like everything anymore now, though.
But you understand this. You couldn't get into fishing any less.
No.
But these people that think they're going to go buy a bike at Walmart and see if they like it, you're not.
Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, you're not.
No.
It would be like going and buying a Walmart kayak and thinking that you're going to be a Bass Pro angler. You're just not. You're going to go out there and you're not going to enjoy it.
It's such a disadvantage that it's going to make it 10 times harder.
That's right. And it's kind of the same philosophy, right? I mean, you know, you really need to spend the money on a bike if it's a hobby that you want to try. Mm-hmm. And if you'll know. I mean, you know, you'll be able to see from those videos, would I like this?
Yeah.
And
I get stuck on them on YouTube all the time. I'm like, that looks so much fun.
It is.
I didn't think there was any place to do it around here.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I mean, we live in the Mecca.
I did not know.
We're in the hills. Yeah, you get an hour west of us, buddy. There ain't no hills.
That's true.
Now, everywhere from here and east is really good.
Yeah.
And south. Snowshoe, West Virginia is my favorite.
Yeah.
And it's like nationally or worldly known. Like you'll see people there that come in from France to ride at Snowshoe in the summer.
That's wild.
It's nuts.
I have to check into that.
They just put another place down in Tennessee. Me and Gib went over Christmas break called the Wild Side.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're just flying down the mountains. I mean, and they got shuttles take you up to the top. But it's a great place to go build your confidence up. You know, anybody can climb a hill.
Yeah.
It's coming down. So
Right.
that's the crazy part.
Yeah, that's the part that you better have trust in your brakes and your rideability.
Yes. So like I was telling Shane Brown, you know, dirt bikes are uphill, right? They want to climb hills. Well, we go down. I would beat him down a hill on my mountain bike versus his dirt bike. You know, on this, if you had a side by side on the same trail, I'd almost put money I could get down it quicker on my mountain bike.
Red Bull did a thing.
Yeah, they did it. They raced them down the hill, and didn't the mountain bike win?
Yeah, by like several seconds.
Yeah, it's because that's what you're doing. You're going. It's downhill mountain biking where those other bikes are going uphill. Most dirt bike riders will lay off of it going down the hill. So yeah, I mean it's snowshoe and Tennessee are just phenomenal places to go learn. I tell everybody if you like want your son to have a great experience, consider it like renting side by sides. Go down to those places. They all have a kid safe. They have a beginner friendly area. All of them.
Right.
Rent them bikes and let them go see it. And I promise you, they will absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Promise you. You'll have the best father-son weekend you could imagine.
Yeah, it sounds like a great time, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to check into that. So we tried to do the dirt bike and four-wheeler thing, but we didn't really have anywhere to go down there.
There you
so
go.
we got out of that. Now that we are back up here, we obviously have places that we can go. Like
It's just too tough, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we can go like certain areas, but it's not like it was back in the day. And then, like, don't get me wrong, I love motocross. I still watch it to this day. I don't ride anymore, but
Oh, yeah.
you know,
You're a fan.
yeah, like, but I can't go ride that no more. I can't do that. I know I've jumped on another dirt bike after we moved back, and I was like, I ain't doing that. And no, they're different.
They'll hurt you.
Yes, and they'll chase you.
Yeah.
You can't get away from them.
Dude.
But no, I've always wanted to get into like mountain biking because physical activity. It's great. It's good. It's good to get out and go like do something. You can make it fun. Yeah, you can go as light as you want or as extreme as you want. So
I'll throw in some earbuds, and I mean, I like to go by myself. I know it's probably not the brightest thing, but I mean, I do. I love just go out there and chill. You got to be careful because, I got 10 miles out. Me and Jenkins here last time we rode together, and I had a flat.
Yeah.
Didn't have stuff on me to fix it. So you're 10 miles. I mean, hey, listen, that's 10 miles.
Yeah.
With no cell phone service away from a truck. Jenkins went back and got the truck, come back and got me. But if I'd have been by myself, and let's say that was an evening ride.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. I mean, you're just a mess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's happened to me a couple times. That's not a good feeling. That's you got to watch those evening rides.
Oh yes.
I hope you get one. You let me know. You get some. You just tell me what your budget is, and I'll come back in a week with everything.
Let me get Mommy's house finished first.
There you go. Yeah. Right. Well, we're not in good biking weather right now, anyway.
No, we're not good house building weather either. So,
well, hey man, right there at Rio Grande, Ohio, he's been on the podcast, Matt Easter, right at Rio Grande, Ohio. That daggone Gatewood Trail Systems is as good as it. I mean, it's obviously it's not the best, but I mean it is as good and as fun as anywhere for an after work ride, early Saturday morning ride.
Yeah,
I mean, there's not going to be 40 miles there, but I mean, if you're just wanting an hour ride, 2 hour ride, perfect.
Something gets blood pumping.
Oh,
go see some scenery.
all day long. Great place to ride. They've done an incredible job with that.
There you go.
Incredible job. So, I think stuff like that is going to slowly start popping up and becoming a tourist attraction type thing. The outdoor life, in my opinion, is what would save us. Taylor and Step and I, we're buddies, right? We give each other a hard time. I think and you just saw this, you'd be a great one to ask. I think what's going to stimulate this economy is not so much. I think your fancy downtowns and all that do a little bit. You got to have them. But in reality, that outdoor life is where we could really capitalize.
You got to have things to do.
Yeah.
Outside of work, which obviously I still wholeheartedly agree that we need better jobs in this area.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100%. It doesn't even necessarily be that everybody needs to make $100,000 a year. It just needs to be a decent, good paying job.
Yep.
But we do need to capitalize on all this land that's around here.
Oh man, we got some. Like I said, hour west of here, there's no hills.
No.
There's got to be something that we can do outdoor. And that was kind of like my original intent with the Jeep stuff. I'm not saying save Jackson or nothing. I'm saying I just wanted to show off what we had down here, and be like, hey, listen, like I've been all over the country and this is pretty damn good out here.
Yeah. And I've lived here my whole life, and when I go on Jeep rides, I'm like, I have never been out here.
And that's what I knew. You know, I've been a door-to-door salesman basically my whole life.
Right.
You know, and I've been a gypsy all over, so I've seen it all. And it was like, man, I know there's people that have these Jeeps that have no idea what is 10 minutes away from their house.
Not even close.
And it's like, man, I want to show them this. You know,
They just know how to get that parking lot, though.
what's that?
They just knew how to get to the parking lot.
Yeah.
it.
It's like Buckeye Furnace. I mean, I'd lived here all my life before I started Jeep. I'd never been to Buckeye Furnace.
Right.
You know, what a cool place.
Or then like Palms Bridge.
Palms Bridge, yeah. Just like the apple orchard, what we was able to do out there, man. That was so cool.
I lost my wedding ring in that slip and slide.
Did you really?
Yeah,
There was people lost a lot in that slip and slide.
I was in big trouble that night.
Memory.
Yeah, I lost that too.
There was one guy who knocked himself plumb out.
I remember that. It happened after I lost my wedding ring.
Whew, what a while. I can't believe nobody died. I'm just glad they did.
That was a interesting day. I remember we were trying to get into the freaking field, the park, and it was just a madhouse at the road and the entrance. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, that was the year of the gravel and all that. Yes, I remember that. Yeah. Oh, you was tied into that at the time a little bit, weren't you?
Yeah, I was just trying to get in the park, and then it just turned to craziness. I was like, oh god.
That's what happens. And why?
I drinking too much.
That right there, bud.
100%.
That's what got him every time. So, you gonna come back on?
I'll come back on.
All right,
We'll
brother.
hang
I
out a
appreciate
little
it. Yep. Seth Osborne, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Yep. Check him out, Osborne Equipment, if you want to see Seth. So, see you.